Whitney's in a flap when she gets a letter from Tony in prison telling her he always loved her, so she applies for a visiting order. But Tyler's gutted when he hears she called the prison and he heads off looking for her when no one can find her. But why do the hierarchy want to have a word with her at the prison? Well, let's just say when she arrives back she's in no mood to argue with an agitated Tyler. Ian wishes he hadn't alienated Lucy because he's feeling the pressure without her. And later he has to close Scarlett's when she dumps Bobby on him. When Jean lets slip someone else was involved in Scarlett's damage, he works out it was Bianca, who's still on probation, and threatens her with the police. When Tiff insults him, Denise can barely stop him calling the police on Bianca, but he forces her to keep Tiffany away from Bobby or he will make the call. Kat's feeling uncomfortable about Alfie's engagement and he offers to delay announcing it. But later she walks into the Vic just as he and Roxy do it. Kat's not as okay about it as she's pretending. And Michael tries to intervene when Danny flirts with Janine, but Danny gets the upper hand by flirting with Michael instead. What's he up to? Next we visit Corrie. Hayley's terrified about having to go for a CT scan and sadly her fear's justified. She learns she has stage 2 pancreatic cancer and needs chemo and an operation. Far from being a strong shoulder, Roy panics her with all his fussing, and she breaks down when he turns up at the last minute as she's going in for the op. Afterwards, Hayley just wants things to be as normal as possible and to go back to work, while Roy demands she rests. But normal isn't possible. Hayley's told the cancer has spread, and her quiet life won't happen with friends' sympathy and Roy suffocating her. Tracy convinces Rob to let Peter off the hook if he lets them have the bookies rent-free for 6 months, which he and Carla feel forced to agree to, and they start setting up their cash converter business. Peter tells Deirdre he doesn't feel like a man having to live off Carla, which Deirdre lets slip. And Carla responds with a proposal, actually 2 of them, marriage and partnership in Underworld. How will that go? Well, Peter insists on learning the business top to bottom while doing his best to resist Rob's taunts about him taking money off Carla. And Paul regrets having a go at Sophie after she makes a dig and tries to get Jenna to talk to Lloyd, but it backfires when he accuses Paul of bullying Jenna. Finally, it's the Dales. The scales are about to fall from Debbie's eyes as she sees for the first time exactly what Cameron is after Jenny tells Chaz she thinks they've reunited. Chaz puts Debbie on the spot, but she denies everything. Then Debbie tells Cameron they can never be together. But Jenny's certain and decides on the genius idea of hiding in Debbie's with a dictaphone. But instead of recording lovers, she hears Cameron spill everything. Debbie's terrified, but Cameron stops her leaving until she persuades him to come clean to Chaz. Only they see Jenny leaving the house and know that she knows. They go after her as she takes off, but as they give chase, Jenny loses control and drives into a ravine. Debbie calls an ambulance, but is it too late?